Some of you will no doubt recall the incident that has more or less kept us off of Mississippi Acres for the better part of 2 months now. For those of you that did not see it, live on stream here on YouTube, we had a level 7 piebald gator, which we chased and tracked forever, about an hour and a half, and ultimately, we were unable to get a vital hit. One shot in the water and one shot as he was moving out of the water, and we basically lost what was a really cool rare gold. That just kinda made me not want to hunt this map for quite some time, but I think it's finally time we come back. So we're out here in multiplayer. Maybe we can get a little bit of redemption for that, but there's a lot of cool things on Mississippi. I mean, albino quail are amazing, obviously the rare gators, the potential for that, and all kinds of other things we could run into, so we'll see how we do today. Now, I thought it might be fun to do this hunt with a bit of a unique loadout, so we are running with all lever action weapons today. We have the 10 gauge lever action shotgun, that's the only class 1 lever action weapon there is. Then of course the 4570 and the 3030, and what that basically means is we are going to be trying to take gators with the 4570, which I don't think is going to be the easiest task, but it is a pretty powerful weapon. I don't know, he almost looked like we had got a hard shot because it looked like he was just going to drop down, but definitely got into the water. I don't know how deep it is out in this particular area. He may end up resurfacing, I'm not too sure. Hopefully he does. Or he can just crawl back onto the bank and then drop. I mean, that works too. I'm a little worried he might, yeah, he's gonna float over here, so no point in running around to go and get him. I do think this is going to be a challenging hunt because of stuff like that, and also it's going to be a bit of a weird hunt because should we encounter any raccoons that we want to take, we're going to have to shoot them with 30-30, which just is definitely something we haven't done yet. It's kind of taken some getting used to raccoons being class 2, but eventually it'll just be normal, I'm sure. But not too bad for our first attempt. It was 173 meters, it was just 2 single lung hits. We were close to getting the heart both times. It should be doable. That looks like we were maybe just above it though. Gonna be tough to get those heart shots definitely at range. But, I mean, if at that range we can take one down, I think that shows we can definitely do it. Ooh, there we go. Gonna be a bit of a weird situation, oh, especially because we didn't reload. Definitely should be one decent hit. That is gonna be it. So every time, if you run from this outpost to this kind of point here in this little branch of the river, you end up with gators running back at you because they're resting up in this area and they can't really go to deep water anywhere back in there. I wonder if we spooked that or if there's more gators back in there yet, but you can pretty reliably get them to run by you like that. And, you know, we've taken a couple of decent ones. Usually they end up being maybe 7, so nice to see a mythical. And nice to see he is floating back to us, and we got that shot off. So 475, not too far off from being a level 9. We'll take that. It always seems to happen that the quail just kind of decide to flush from so far away. Okay, the 10 gauge does pretty good, but it's a little difficult to get a decent shot off at them when they get that far. I might start doing that. We didn't get that shot that was that far, but generally I carry like the 20 gauge or the 16 gauge because I really like the fire rate and the capacity. It is nice because quail can get in such big flocks when you can take that many of them, but gotta say, 45 meters insta drop, although it was one pellet in the lungs, so maybe a bit of a lucky scenario. We'll go and see how it did on this other one. That's a lot of blood there too, and actually really didn't go anywhere. I mean, right there is where we actually initially hit it. So I'm curious then, that was 4 hits at 41 meters. I don't know, this might just become my new Mississippi shotgun, especially given the fact that there's no need to shoot raccoons with it now. In fact, unless you were to switch to buckshot, it wouldn't work with the 10 gauge, you'd have to use a different shotgun anyway. It's not useful at all for raccoons. More of a turkey and quail thing, and my goodness, does pretty dang good on the quail. I don't think any of these were albinos, unfortunately. In fact, we are just getting a bunch of silvers. 12 hits, by the way. Perfect number of shots, and once again, a silver on that one. I do like the challenge of needing a vital hit on the raccoons now, but it really does make it a lot tougher to you know, get a diamond or the gold score on a rare, whatever it may be, just to get that full medal, because whether it's the 243 or the 3030, anything like that, what tends to happen is as they're fleeing, they get into stuff like this, and it's just difficult to even see them, so by the time you get eyes on them, a lot of the time, they're kind of already at a bad angle to where you can't get a shot. Now, this guy did make gold right at 9. I do think this is the one thing, because they're class 2, if you use a higher caliber, such as the 3030 or something this size, you can get away with a shot that's pretty far back, and it penetrates up to the lung, and of course that depends on the angle, but I'm not sure. I think since they changed it, we haven't had a diamond or anything where we had to make the shot, so hopefully that'll happen sometime in the future. I'm just intrigued to see, you know, how that goes, how careful we have to try to be to make it. You know, we don't do nearly enough of this, and as turkey season in real life is quickly approaching, it's something I'm considering doing, especially because here on Mississippi we can hunt the eastern turkeys, which is what I would hunt in real life. But I don't know, I think it is because it's such a slow process, and unless you set up the decoys in a specific way, rarely do you get to see the strutting behavior. So it's a little bit unfortunate, but it is pretty cool to watch them come in. I don't know why. Like, none of this brush is hiding us. It should. We might have to just kind of stay prone and wait for an opportunity. The visibility isn't quite as good, but at least we can actually see from here, and I don't know, we might be able to kind of take a double. Not sure if it's going to be possible or not, because we're going to have to stand up to do this. I think once we can kind of confirm where they are again, kind of scooting through over there. We're 0'd for 50. Let's just kind of go for this. Oh boy. Little far away for that one. Gonna be good on the... Actually, we got them both pretty quick. I wasn't so sure the one in the distance was going to go down that fast. Not too bad, though. Doubled up on 2 potential diamond level 2 Easterns. This guy is a gold at 4.4 with the bronze plumage type. 19 hits there at 36 meters. Not too bad. As for our other one, which must have been 50 plus anyway, we'll see if he is any better. 4.3, actually a little bit lower scoring, and a light brown. 30 hits though. I mean, you can see a bunch of these, and it's been said that this screen isn't entirely accurate. A bunch of these pellets aren't showing as hitting, so it could be kind of a turkey hitbox thing, and we've seen that on occasion even with like a 22 shot, where we'll hit like up in this area, like it looks like we should have missed, and then the turkey goes down. So I don't know, but I'm impressed. Like, we've used the 10 gauge plenty. I've always said it's the best goose gun in the game, at least for shotguns. But Quail and turkey, it is doing a fantastic job here in Mississippi as well. Well, go figure. I just talked about not getting turkeys to strut without decoys, and this guy's coming and strutting. I wonder if we can get a screenshot. I've never had one so close. I really wanted that spotting outline to go away. I think he's spooked, unfortunately. That is a little bit of a bummer. That could have been such a cool screenshot. I'm gonna have to do that more in the future. I know we have some screenshots, but I mean, he came right up to us and strutted. That was really, really neat. Man, are we not gonna be able to claim him after all that? Normally, if this happens in multiplayer, because it does, whether it's the host leaving or different things cause your ping to increase, and sometimes if you just kind of wait a minute, it'll come up, so we'll just kind of walk away. But normally I just cut it out of the video because, you know, who wants to see animal? There we go. But who wants to see an animal that gets shot and then you don't even get to see what the score or whatever? What in... Now we crashed. I don't know. Anyway, I was going to say it was still a really cool encounter, but my goodness, that went all kinds of backwards. I'm pretty sure it's the wrong rack. In fact, seeing it front on, I'm certain it is. With an estimate right to 255, this guy could add a shot and maybe be in a diamond level 2, but I'm thinking he's probably more in the area of 220, maybe low 230s. Hopefully that's going to be a vital hit there. I think it should have been from the 4570, and unfortunately, as we are approaching 3.5 hours on Mississippi, we really don't have a whole lot to show for it. I feel like it's so hit or miss with this map. Sometimes we'll just head out and very quickly get onto a level 9 gator or, you know, a rare gator or something like that, and sometimes it is a bit of a grind, but at the very least we got to see a lot of the map today and a lot of variety in the species that we hunted. And of course, it's always cool to switch it up with the loadout raising, so 218 for that guy. A little smaller even than I thought. Right long shot though at 170 with the 4570. Yeah, that's gonna have to be something we go into again in the future. I feel like we could have done better with the gators. And I don't know, I was thinking about 10 gauge slugs, maybe for those situations where the gators run past us at close range. Maybe that'll be something we have to try sometime down the road. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.